Hello, I'm Brett Davis, CEO of National Indoor RV Centers. In the wake of Winnebago's announcement to acquire Newmar Corporation this past Monday, I've received a great number of phone calls from our customers. So I thought I would take a few minutes here, make a short video sharing my unvarnished thoughts with you, our customer, on this acquisition. I know that I'm doing this and going against the advice of what I've told my children their whole lives, and that is, we're masters of what we silence and slave to what we say. With that being said, I hope the future serves me well here. I would like to speak from this perspective of Winnebago, the dealer, certainly most importantly, the coach owner. For those of you who don't know me, my background, my day job for the past 39 years and still is one of an investor, a money manager. My company is Global Financial Services Inc. RVing happens to be something that's been a passion of mine since 1985 when I bought my first coach. It happened to be a 4-travel Grand Villa. I didn't discover the Newmar brand until I purchased a 2006 Mountain Air, which currently has 142,000 miles on it, all of which I put on there. It's probably important to show my passion and mention that I have been full-timing since 2013. So it is from this perspective that I am sharing my thoughts. On Friday, September the 13th, prior to the announcement, Winnebago stock closed at $36.77. And as a company, they had a market cap of $1,163,000,000. When you look at those closing numbers, investors valued the earnings stream of Winnebago at 7.9 times Winnebago's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. On Monday morning, Winnebago announced that they were buying Newmar for 5.2 times Newmar's earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation. Assuming investors continue to value the Winnebago earnings stream in the future as they have in the past, the Winnebago shareholders, they just enjoyed an immediate 52% increase in value. From Winnebago's perspective, why would you not do this deal? You just bought earnings at 66 cents on the dollar. You're probably wondering why I'm even talking about Winnebago's perspective. Well, at this point in time, what is good for Winnebago is now good for Newmar. I feel that that acquisition is a very good acquisition for Winnebago and is a win-win for the Miller family as well. Throughout my career, I know from personal experience, with every acquisition comes change. The questions are, what changes will there be and who will be affected by those changes? When I look at the Winnebago diesel business for the last 2 years, it was down 21% and down 31% this year, trailing 12 months. At the same time, Newmar's diesel sales were up 4% and 6% respectively. I would submit to you that Winnebago is paying $344 million in tuition, and that it will be Winnebago who is going to school on Newmar and not the other way around. With Matt Miller now on Winnebago's executive leadership team and reporting directly to the president and CEO of Winnebago. For you Winnebago owners, I would expect to see change to the positive. I would expect to see the influence of Newmar's quality, design, and after the sale warranty service to influence Winnebago. For those of you who are questioning Matt Miller's commitment to the future and to Newmar, the Millers now have 2 million shares, or will have 2 million shares of Winnebago. They will be the third largest shareholder of Winnebago, behind the mutual funds of BlackRock Advisors and Dimension Fund Advisors. Those 2 million shares, at the current stock price today, is $80 million. That is 80 million reasons Matt Miller will continue to remain focused on Newmar, its quality, and its success. The Winnebago shareholders over the last 10 years have enjoyed a 239% return on their stock. If that continues into the future, there will come a point in time that the Millers' 2 million shares will be worth more than what they just sold all of Newmar for. I do not expect any distractions. In fact, I am expecting Matt to remain maniacally focused on what Newmar has always done and seeing that they continue to do that. And I do expect that Winnebago, when it comes to the design, manufacturing, service of high-end diesel coaches, that it will be Winnebago who is going to school on Newmar. I would like to address some more concerns that I've heard voiced to me this week in the many phone calls I've taken from you, our customers. The first is your frustration now that Newmar is no longer a family-owned private company, that you don't want to buy from a public company, that you don't want to give your money, quote unquote, to Wall Street. I have heard this argument many times throughout my career, not just in RVs. And I'm as baffled today as I have always been by that statement. Most of you who are listening to this or watching this have 401k plans at the company you work for, or you have individual retirement accounts. If you were to do a little digging into the holdings of those and into the holdings of the mutual funds you own, you will find out, more likely than not, you already own Winnebago stock. For the life of me, I do not understand why someone would want to root for a team that they own nothing of instead of a team that they have a vested interest in. I do not understand why Winnebago coach owners and Newmar coach owners wouldn't champion those two brands, because after all, they do own a piece of that success. When I think of companies and products that symbolize quality, I think of Lexus, Mercedes, Apple, and the list goes on, and I'm sure they're on your list as well. But there's one thing they all have in common. They are public companies. There's a reason why the highest quality products come out of public companies, and it boils down to resources. And I do expect, with the combined resources now of Winnebago and Newmar, that you will see quality go up as a result of greater resources. I'd like to address another common theme I'm hearing, and that is, now the Newmar coach you own, your investment, as I've heard it called many times, is worth less. First, I want to debunk that. It does not matter which coach you buy or what manufacturer made it. They all go down in value. These are not investments, they're a lifestyle. Having said that, it is not lost on me that some do depreciate faster than others. Do I believe that Winnebago's acquisition of Newmar is going to cause all the Newmars that are on the road, or the Newmars to be manufactured, to go down quicker in value? Again, I have to scratch my head at that one. My entire life I grew up blowing my nose on a Kleenex. Not one time did I ever ask for a tissue paper. Until I got in this industry and in this business, I referred to every RV on the road as a Winnebago. Everyone I knew talked about how they had bought a Winnebago or were going to buy a Winnebago. It's an iconic brand. So what puzzles me is how you could take a brand as iconic as Winnebago and marry it with the quality of Newmar and come to the conclusion that that's going to cause your coach to go down in value quicker. It doesn't add up to me. As I said in the beginning, I was going to address what I felt, how this acquisition, I believe, at least impacts National Indoor RV Centers as a dealer. On this front, I believe National Indoor RV Centers and Winnebago's interests are aligned. Part of what Winnebago acquired in acquiring Newmar is a distribution channel of 57 dealers. Many of those dealers are not Winnebago dealers. It gives Winnebago the opportunity to expand their distribution channel by adding more dealers. I know that's the case with National Indoor RV Centers, as we will be Winnebago dealers in the state of Georgia and Nevada. Why does that excite me? Because from the day that we opened our doors in 2009, The heart and soul of our company has been service. Our mission has been service. From the beginning, it has been our objective to open 14 service centers across the country so that no one would be more than 500 miles away from one of our service centers. By becoming a Winnebago dealer, we now have the ability to increase or expand our service to the Winnebago brand, both in and out of warranty. For National Indoor RV Centers, I view this as a good thing. Now I would like to talk about the most important, and that is you and I as consumers, as coach owners, the ones who have turned this country into our backyard by driving these machines and living in these machines. What does it mean for us? Well, I can tell you from a dealer's perspective, the greatest loss in value in coaches have come from those coaches that were manufactured by companies who went bankrupt and went out of business. This acquisition of Newmar by Winnebago is a huge insurance policy against that ever happening. Secondly, there are going to be economies of scale here. The combined entities of Winnebago and Newmar for the trailing 12 months retail sold 8,256 motorized units. Combined, that's 8,256 water pumps, probably 2 to 3 times that in TVs. It is a lot of every component that goes into a coach. Naturally, that's going to bring some savings in those components, and so I expect what I've always considered to be a terrific bang for the buck in the Newmar product to get even better with those savings. When I look at Newmar or Winnebago or any manufacturer, General Motors, Dell Computer, to me they all fall into the category of parts assemblers. So where is the quality? Where is the real value add by Newmar, or Winnebago for that matter? The real value add is in their design, their ability to design coaches, better coaches. Where does that ability come from? It comes from research and development. It's the resources, the number of engineers, everything that's now at their disposal to design a better coach just grew by multiples. So yes, as I look to the future, with Winnebago and Newmar now having combined more engineers, more research and development dollars to spread across more units, I expect to see better designed and higher quality coaches, not less. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your life to listen to my thoughts and to let you know that here at National Indoor RV Centers, we remain steadfastly committed to you, our customer, to the industry, and to all those who enter into our RV environment, that they receive the very best possible experience. Thank you.